All right. And last time, when we start reading Dr. Chuck Tingle's Complete Guide to Romance, we read the introduction just to put our feet in the water, you know? Now it's time to get to the meat of the story. Or, not the story, but it's a book about romance, and I feel like it would be quite helpful to whoever watches this if they suddenly come across it. I'm your host, Timothy Thomas-like Trusible Cranium here. Now going to read the approach. Flirting is one of the most important parts of romance. It is the key that starts the engine, sometimes literally, if dealing with a handsome car or a cute living jet plane. The spark that lights the bombs and leads, hopefully, to your very own love explosion. How does one flirt? What are the best moves to get you noticed by a new partner? Well, the answer to those questions is a little more complicated than one might think, for many reasons, but most importantly is the fact that not everyone is the same. Far from it, in fact. Over years of training in both love spells and sensual massage at Divery University, what the fuck is that? I have determined that there are 4 specific types of lover that you will be looking to attract, each one of them with their own unique personality traits and quirks. This is not to say that all the lovers you encounter are exactly the same, but these basic generalizations will help you in a broad strokes, especially when making first impressions on these handsome creatures. Unicorns. The best time to kiss a unicorn is 10 years ago. The second best time is now. Bilk Sherbsheen. That's a quote, apparently. These horned creatures are certainly a beauty to behold, from their flowing manes to their gorgeous pearly horns. Unicorns are known to dazzle men wherever they go. These beasts are often found to be flirty and fun, the type that will definitely appreciate a confident approach that has a strong emphasis on seeming fancy-free. Unicorns are generally well-traveled, but instead of becoming jaded by the tales of action and adventure from around the world, these beautiful beasts have learned to appreciate them even more. Unfortunately, this wanderlust will also cause many unicorns to buck and run if they think that even for a second they might be tying down. I don't know what that means. This is particularly true of long-term unicorn relationships, but can also be applied to first stages of a standard dating approach. Thanks to the creation of the Unicorn Football League, many of the creatures have become avid fans of all kinds of sport, both human and beast. Asking about the local UFL team is generally a safe bet when making initial contact with a potential unicorn date. Remember, if the unicorn wants to take the conversation somewhere else, go with it. There is nothing this creature hates more than being restrained. Do. Tell stories, be relaxed and carefree. Give the unicorn space. Apparently there's do's and don'ts to these. That's very helpful. Don't. Be boring. Try to hold the unicorn in one place for too long, or be possessive. Now the next one on this list is apparently Bigfoot. A truly rich man is one whose Bigfoot runs into the arms when his hands are empty. Sling Pilton. Another quote. Ever since leaving the woods in the early 90s, Bigfoot have become an incredibly important part of modern society. While the creatures were once looked down upon for their sometimes gruff demeanor, many of these handsome, furry creatures have achieved heartthrob status by simply owning this attitude with confidence and bravado. It's this blind confidence that must always be kept in mind when approaching Bigfoot, and that makes them one of the most difficult creatures to land a date with. What most people out in the singles market find frustrating about Bigfoot is that they simply don't appear to need anyone else in their life. After spending years on the outskirts of society, the Bigfoot have adapted to an incredibly self-sustaining lifestyle. They are loners, nomads, and free thinkers who play by their own rules. Some have considered these modern cowboy buckaroos, which would explain how their counterculture appearance become mainstream through music, literature, and eventually the election of a Bigfoot president, President Yolduck. When speaking with a Bigfoot for the first time, always show that you are just as confident and powerful as they are. Stand up straight and take up space. projecting your words and opinions with authority. If a Bigfoot doesn't agree with you on any particular topic, it will be much more impressive to him if you do not back down stating your own opinion and supporting it with facts. It's not that Bigfoot particularly enjoy arguing. It's simply that they come from a culture where confidence in one's own self is the single biggest attribute of sexual desire. Bigfoot are often impressed by those who share their survivalist instinct, if at all possible, develop passing skills in hunting, tracking, rope tying, and forestry before approaching a potential Bigfoot date. Do. Approach with confidence, have strong opinions, talk survival skills. Don't. Change your opinions easily. Show weakness, be ready, or be needy. That's going to do it for this time. I'm going to try to keep these short, about 5 to 6 minutes at a time, so people don't get bored. I feel like that's reasonable. We'll pick up on the other half next time. Thank you all for listening.